This is the Iowa Weather Report for Tuesday, November 25th, 2014. And now our first look at the 0Z GFS model run at noon today. We have trough axis moving through the area. This is taking the snow that we had yesterday and pushing it off to the east, but it's going to bring colder air into the state. It's not going to be as cold as we've had in the last week or so, but still temperatures will be below seasonal levels. Highs today will be in the 20s to lower and middle 30s across the state, the coolest over the northern counties, the warmest over the southern and then western counties, where we could see even a 40-degree temperature out in the far west. But another system will be coming in from the northwest as we come into Wednesday, a Clipper-type system. This will bring some light snow across the state, 1 to 2 or maybe 3 inches possible. Heaviest looks to be across the north, with readings still remaining in the upper 20s to lower and middle 30s. And then Thanksgiving Day looks to be fairly dry, partly to mostly sunny. Highs will be a bit cooler with fresh snow on the ground, 20s to around 30 degrees for highs on Thursday. A warm front comes through Thursday night into the day on Friday. That could trigger a few flurries, but by the midday hours Friday, you can see a lot of the precipitation will be across Minnesota, Wisconsin. Highs will be back up into the 30s for most of the state, maybe a couple upper 20s in the northeast counties. Saturday looks to be staying warm as well, 30s and some 40s possible as well, so some snow could be melting as we move through the day on Saturday, but don't expect this to last because this cold air that's to our north is going to start spilling back in for Sunday, as temperatures will drop back into at least a couple degrees either side of 30 at this point, with very few chances of any precipitation with it, maybe a few flurries if that. Then as we head into Monday, which is also the first day of December, it looks to be notably chilly, if not overly cold. Highs in the 20s to lower 30s across the state with partly to mostly sunny skies. Then looking into next Tuesday, the next system is going to be approaching. You can see the trough axis off to our west, the piece of energy coming in through the plains into the northern Rockies. This will be bringing the Gulf moisture in from the south, and you'll see that here as we look at the surface chart. Low pressure beginning to develop off in the plains, Gulf opening up, southerly winds. Could see warm temperatures here as we move into next Tuesday with a little bit of rain, but this system looks to last for a couple more days thereafter. Going into the extended period, though, as we look further into the month of December, around the 6th, we have another disturbance moving through the fairly zonal flow. Bit of a slight flat ridge over the eastern Pacific, a bit of a flat trough over the central plains. And that could bring some snow across the northern tier of the country. Nothing around here. Temperatures look to be near or slightly above seasonal levels at this point, but things could obviously change in the coming days as we look forward. And as we look even further forward, this is the end of the forecast on the 10th. We have a system off the east coast moving into the Canadian Maritimes, of a bit of a disturbance moving through the Rockies that'll be moving into the plains and into our neck of the woods toward the middle of the month. And you can see that here, some moisture beginning to come up. Temperatures still look to be rather seasonably warm if this is to be right, but we could also see a couple of cold snaps in this extended period as well. So obviously things could change. A satellite image from last evening, we had this system beginning to push out of the state into the Great Lakes and into eastern Canada. Clouds across the southeast coast and the east coast with some rain and down there, and the next system coming in from the north and west. The Watch Warning map from last evening, some winter storm watches are in effect across the northeast, some winter weather issues still over the Great Lakes, and also across the northern Rockies, and that's the storm we're going to see as we move into the day on Wednesday. Elsewhere, fairly calm and quiet. The QBF chart, precipitation over the next 5 days through Saturday evening at 6 o'clock, showing any precipitation around here, about a tenth or two, which would be about 1 to 3 inches of snow, heaviest across the east coast and across the Pacific Northwest and northern Rockies.